he thinks for a little bit, and then he says, uh, "Listen, this is a place of my people, and I know that what you are doing can show others this place. No one
I
is friends with the entire world."
I look at him and look at my block, and then look back at him and I say, I understand that completely. And I go back to the block and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know at which point I was gotten, but I tear away the page and I say, this was for my eyes only, but you can have it.
It would be, he looks and says, "Why don't you finish it? You might want to," he thinks for a bit, says, "Chuchot would value it as a gift, as your appreciation of our place." So he realized he came to a solution. How am I going to make this right? He did it as a present for the chief. Okay. That will make everyone happy.
Okay.
Right. So he suggests that. It's a reasonably good suggestion, considering he was just about to bite you. So.
Yes, I say that this diffused the situation well for me. So I take something of his stuff, and I don't know how the state of my gear is, but I want to. I came here with very neutral looking clothes in terms of color, and so I'm kind of thinking if they have anything particularly bright or colorful, I want to try to pick something like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes perfectly good sense. So by the time that the hunters return with some food, it is moving, if not toward nighttime, but at least later in the afternoon. And let's see, Okmev has actually. Oh, sorry, that's not. This is Telech. Telech has actually found that was a pretty reasonable exchange, and will go so far as to go to Itasha and say, you are far from home, and I would stand for you to our Jada and say to her that you have my statement of welcome for the tribe. That you are, he basically uses a word, basically not an enemy, which is to say, that he's reasonably willing. He's given you guys a good look and is reasonably willing to say to the chief, they don't seem so bad. But this is a statement of obligation. If he does this for you, you're going to be agreeing that the chief is in charge here, and that the ways of this tribe are to be respected, and that you, whatever you're going to do, stay, go, whatever, is going to be done in a way that they're okay with. You've sort of agreed that you'll be good if you accept his endorsement, his speaking in your favor. He's not really making a deal. He's actually saying this is what he wants to do.
I accept. Okay. Thank you.
So that means that by the time that the hunters have returned, that the three of you are reasonably comfortable. That Farith is working away on a much more elaborate picture than he planned, probably. Right?
Yeah.
And this one actually
now it needs to be pretty.
Right. Now this picture might actually require a roll then.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to have an impact on someone.
Okay. I'm not so terrible at drawing, so
is look up the rule to see who rolls.
Oh yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, I think so. It's of course the artist thinks it's great. Look what I did. Right.
yeah. It's wait a second. Yes. Yes, you are going to roll for me, and my odds are 39.
Oh goodness. Well, you have drawn a well. The picture looks great.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
okay, good.
So here's finally, not too long from now, and not surprisingly, the Jada arrives, and not with a whole band of warriors or anything like that. Probably just with a couple of other dusters at the most, and they, in fact, probably go about their business and don't stick around and watch. So it's not the kind of situation where the chief has like two scowling warriors standing on either side with their arms folded or anything like that. Instead, you're looking at a duster woman who is considerably older than any of you, and doesn't look as though she has run or fought or lived rough for some time. She's not out of shape or anything like that, but is clearly has been living reasonably comfortably. Now so this is Chuchult, the Jada of the Quail tribe. And Telech will begin things by saying this is basically just relating what he has done. Chuchult is looks at Telech just a moment too long. Perhaps Ithasha and Vefsel can quickly pick up. Okhmev certainly does, because he turns and looks briefly at Vefselk, that Telech may have gone a little too far. Telech may have been just a little too decent for some reason. And that moment passes. Chuchult seats herself in some way which invites everybody to just make themselves comfortable, and we will have a conversation. Vefsel may be pleased that one of the people who accompanies Chuchult pulls out a pouch and a pipe, and so starts to pass it around, and everybody is kind of relaxing a little bit as the stars start to come out in the mid evening, when the sun has not quite fully set, but the stars are appearing in the center sky. And so so Chuchult says in one word, well.
How much of our story do we want to know?
Chuchult indicates that Farith has these bags that he's been carrying. Indicates you in very much you are from far away way, and then looks at Vefselk and speaks and said, and a woman of the ant people who, a child, right? Her age is apparent, right? A child of the ant people, far from the protection of the jackal. We are, and she says with no hint of bragging, we are a successful people here. We deal with and live among, the humans of, what's the word for human? It's back there somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, and says that we deal with them. We have our lands look upon the lands of the Jackal people, and we are and we stand tall. So many of the rocks are ours. Why? What does the woman of the ant want? Why is she here so far from home?
That would be me.
Yeah, where have this? Who are the spirits who have led you here? What spirit moves you? What do you say to them? Our shaman, and she is this. Our shaman Tikeft is old, a little bit foolish. And the young who study with him complain that they don't learn well. Still, he speaks in his dreams. He starts in fear at things that no one can see. And this began 2 days ago, which, according to my people, is when you first set foot upon these lands, and you have the weight of the spirits upon you. Anyone can see that. You bring something to our lands. And I know this by watching Tikeft and watching him deteriorate faster in 2 days than in the last 10 years. Why? Then she looks, and you suddenly realize, this kind of, for a duster, sort of chubby older woman, you know, it's sort of like not very athletic looking or whatever. When she shifts her eyes, you kind of realize just how powerful her gaze was. It's almost like somebody stopped holding you when her eyes move away from you. And she turns to Vefselk and says, much is said by the people of the Jackal these days. Where have you been? How did you leave their lands? What brings you all the way around to us from the other side? And then finally she says, and you are spoken of. Did you know that? There are people looking for you.
He's talking to Vefselk.
To you. To Farah.
To me?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
With many questions.
Okay.
What does he have? Does he bear anything?
Oh.
Why is he why is he not with the people of the Jackal? They offer things. I don't like humans offering things. We do very well when they don't offer things, but we share. Among friends over pipes. When they offer, they carry a knife in the other hand.
She's speaking Vefselk's language. Vefselk tells her everything. Unless she's stopped. She tells her absolutely everything, and there's no lies. It's just everything.
Starting